Already know the vibe, still based in Star General. I have with me Benjamin Harrison up on the show. Today is the day where we shake the table. Are you ready, my G?
Yes, sir.
Connecting Africans music.
I know everyone has been like on the social media and seen what has been happening when it comes to marriage right now.
Okay.
I'll ask you, baby mama epidemic, like in the entertainment industry, like what do you think about it?
Connecting Africans music.
So when you talk about the baby mama pandemic, what you don't realize is that we are taking it to the industry because it's where it affects the world from. It's where we see it mostly.
Yeah.
But it's happening in our day-to-day lives everywhere you go today.
Okay.
You see, the world is more focused on women and their pain today. What they don't realize is that this thing goes both ways for men and women, and it also goes to children. Am I communicating?
Obviously.
Good. So at the end of the day, when you speak of baby mama pandemic, first and foremost, what's the trigger for baby mama pandemic? What makes baby mama thing happen? First and foremost, we can hold men accountable for being promiscuous. But on the same hand, we can hold the women who are going close to these men without marriage. Do you get my point? The same man that is a loser right now, that nothing is happening with, no girl is talking to him. The moment he flips the coin and then he's famous and everything is this, is that. I don't want to call any celebrity's name. If not, for start to be extended to say, I know, say you do like that. So in the end, when you now realize all of a sudden is well-to-do, you begin to see girls coming out of every woodwork. All of a sudden, these girls are thinking of one thing and one thing only. They're not thinking of the children. They're not thinking of the well-being of the man. They're thinking of morals. They're thinking of just one thing and one thing only. How can I benefit off this man right now that it will be of benefit to me? I don't mind if I'm conforming a child to a single-parent home. I don't mind if this man loves me and wants to be with me. All I want is what I can gain from him.
Yeah.
And it's not just to women, but let's focus on the women for now.
Connecting Africans music.
All of a sudden, you go close to him. You mess with his DNA without his consent, which is a crime, by the way. It's called stealthing. You can look it up. It's on Google. Everywhere you can look it up. If you check Google, Google will show you that stealthing means something else. But if you go into the definition of the word stealthing, it means messing with one's DNA without consent. It's actually a legal crime in most Western world.
It's illegal.
Yes, it's a legal crime in most Western world, but we are not observing it in Nigeria at least. But in the Western world, they're trying to shut that law because they're trying to make it look like a man's problem. Do you understand?
Okay.
You can say baby mama pandemic is because men are promiscuous, but women control access to sex, not men. Since the Bible days, men have controlled access to commitment, women control access to sex. Men control access to resources, and women control access to childbirth. So sex is not always a man. In fact, most men can sleep with who they can get. Women sleep with who they want for most part of it. So as a man, if you sleep with multiple women and you get a disease or you get broke, you can't say pay me broke support, pay me STI support. Nobody asks you to sleep around. So as a woman, if you're going to jump around with multiple men that are not your husband, happy Mother's Day. So don't jump around different men that are not your husband and shout deadbeat baby daddy. You're not even asking after your child. This same baby mama pandemic has gone so much that in 2021, there was a study done in 2019 to 2021 in North America alone. There were over 21 million baby mamas. Women who are messing with men's DNA without consent and acting like it is a man's problem. So the baby mama pandemic has gone for so long that it has become a trend right now. It's becoming a trend right now. If I can get, I don't want to call names of big artists. You know the 3 A-list. If I can get them to get me pregnant, I can go on social media and say it's not taking care of the child, and then I bloom. Social media, everything, I'm making money and advertisement and the rest.
Yeah.
So baby mama pandemic is a business. And what they're not realizing is that it's not breaking the man. I can always abandon you and move on to the next girl. The problem is that it's affecting the children, the next generation.
Well,
Make no mistake about it. When a child is born to a home where the child is not needed.
Connecting Africans music.
Good. When we talk about the baby mama pandemic, it's a thing deliberately done by modern day women. Because at the end of the day, a man is not responsible for a woman is not betrothed to. That is facts of fact. We're Africans, my brother, now. Come on. We're not even Africans. If you're not an African, then at least you believe in the Bible. If you don't believe in the Bible, you believe in the Quran. And one thing is certain. These 3 religions preach one thing. They preach sanity.
yeah.
I've never met a Muslim man who is going by the rules of the Quran. That is crazy. I've never met one. They keep talking about Islam. They're always upright. When I meet a Christian who is standing by the truth of the Bible, not what the pastor told him, they stand by morals. So in the end, when you go by the same ideology by Christianity, Islam, Jew, Church of Scientology, even African traditions, if you are going to do it right, then you have to be sane. So when you go by that ideology, a woman cannot sleep with multiple men and shout deadbeat baby daddy and all that, but it's just because it's a business for them. How can I cash out this? Exactly. That's the word I've been going for. God bless you for using it for me. I don't know if I've communicated to you what I mean.
But most definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Like my mind is right here.
Exactly.
And I know their mind is right here today listening to this.
So I am not here to bash anybody or agenda. I did not choose violence. I'm just speaking facts. It's one thing to say I'm talking bullshit. It's another thing to debunk what I say. And in order to debunk it, you need facts. Is it not? So bring a fact that debunks the fact that a woman is a victim of her own choice to be promiscuous. Promiscuity is a personal choice, not a favor to men. If you want to sleep with men that are not your husband, go ahead. But please don't come back and act like if men are your problem. No, we are not. So the baby mama pandemic is basically because of the business part of things. How it can benefit me, not the child, not the man.
But in some cases, like in some cases,
Yeah.
that we know, that you know,
Okay.
we have baby mamas that are even underage.
Connecting Africans music.
It's still a baby mama thing because definitely the man is kind of married. Like this happened in the university, most of the cases.
Okay.
We have young girls still in the university who are pregnant for some married men somewhere.
Okay.
First, the mistake they are making is the fact that they're still very young. Most definitely. We've all made mistakes growing up.
Okay.
And there are some decisions we are not capable of making because we are young. Because even if you make that decision at that young age, we would have made a very wrong one.
Okay.
So in cases like that, should I say it's the man taking advantage of the young girls based on what they can offer them? Now, these young girls don't know so much. They are just new. They are our younger sisters in 100 level. Now, one big man or big boy somewhere, now it's just like impressing them, getting them down. And you know the way now. We still have some people that are pregnant through that situation. Who are we to blame?
First and foremost, while you were talking, I was thinking of something.
Yeah.
Do you know the reason why if you tie a horse to a little stick or a small stick or whatever it can push away from them, if you tie a horse to that small stick, it will stand there where that stick is and to not leave that position, even when it can walk away and pull the stick. Do you know why?
Why?
Connecting Africans music.
Me too, I don't know why. But you know what I know?
What do you know?
I know that there is a difference between minors and adults.
Okay.
Good. If you're a minor, you're a minor. And if you're an adult, you're an adult. Do you know what the definition of adulthood is? It means you're simply responsible for your actions and are liable for them.
Most
Good. When you talk about a minor getting sexually abused, exploited, raped, maybe, sorry for the vulgar language, but you get what it is.
Yeah.
Good. That is not, when you pronounce the word baby mama, the word that comes to mind is not a sexually abused woman. It's a woman with a child, yes or not?
Most
Good. When a minor is being exploited by a man, that is not baby mama, that's a rape victim. Can we call it what it is, please?
No.
We are calling words and trying to put them into each other, and that justifying the reason why most women are promiscuous today. What was the reason for pushing abortion in the 90s? When women wanted to be promiscuous and push abortion, what were they putting in front? They were always putting this idea of what if a father sleeps with a child? What if a child is raped as a minor? Will you allow him have the abortion, have an abomination baby? They kept pushing the sentimental part of things until it was almost societally generalized, accepted.
Yeah.
And then promiscuous women are using that prowess to do whatever they are doing today. So you are putting a minor situation. I dare you right now, bring 10 random women that are pregnant out of wedlock. I can tell you that more than 6 to 9 of them were not raped at minors. Neither were they
Most of them were not raped.
Exactly.
But if they had the opportunity to go back in time.
Yes. We all make mistakes, I know that.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying
the decision a young girl would have made would not be the decision she would make at 30, you know.
Yes. Do you know the reason why I started by saying I do not make minority arguments but majority ones?
Yeah.
It's because every argument has an exception.
Most definitely.
Exactly.
There's
So at the end of the day,
side.
when you're
There's always a two sides of a coin anyway.
Connecting Africans music.
Beautiful. When you're talking about the minors that were sexually abused, wanting, exploited, all these exceptional cases, yeah?
Yeah.
These are, call it what it is, because we are not calling it what it is taking a new form of its own and a new life. Messing with a minor, it is statutory rape. It is written, it is in the law, bro.
Basically, permit me to say, I wouldn't say minor.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they are
you
minor.
addressed a minor.
I'm just saying, like,
As
they are
long
like
as-
still like no, they might be 18.
As long as
It
you are
doesn't
both,
make them like
okay, they are young adults.
mature enough. Yeah, you feel me?
Is that what you're calling?
At 18, you made a lot of
Yes.
mistakes. And are you telling me all the decisions you made at 18, like you can make them now and it's still the same thing you could do?
Bro, I made a mistake yesterday that I'm still regretting this morning.
You feel me?
Saturday.
Yeah,
I
but
made a
definitely,
mistake
but it will be a mature mistake. It won't be a 18 years old
Yeah,
mistake.
just because something is a mistake does not mean it should be encouraged as a culture. Am I communicating?
Yeah, you're coming.
The reason why we are still having more women coming out and acting like if 18 years, bro, if you are trying a project for 10 years, it doesn't work, abandon that project.
Connecting Africans music.
There's a particular thing one of my mentors said. I can't exactly quote it fully, but he said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Okay.
Am I communicating? Maybe we should be looking into the fact that we are not educating our children rather than justifying stupidity at 18. Am I communicating? In different countries, we have different legal ages. Some countries we have 16, some countries we have 17. Nigeria does 18.
Can I ask you a question? Like, what steps? I mean, what are the things you make do trying to educate
And combat this.
your own child?
Yes.
If you had a little girl who's in the university right now, and you know what's going on in the city,
Yes.
right? What are the training or what do you think you would have done
Differently.
that will make your child stand out from that kind of situation?
Okay, can I answer honestly?
Honestly, yeah.
The Bible, I'm a Bible guy, pardon me.
Okay.
The Bible says bring up a child in the way it should grow, and when they grow, they will not depart from it. Exactly.
So like this, like your father will be like,
You have no idea what you're staring at. You're
they
staring
whine you.
Jay, bro.
I'm on my father beat me up, but
No, you're
it's
not getting
like
me.
we
You're
look
not getting me.
like-
There's a
I'm
different.
just joking.
I get you though. You're kind of guy that you put a serious face and then you say something very, very, very funny.
Connecting Africans music.
Listen, at the end of the day, I spoke with one of my friends, Kuku, the other time.
Yeah.
This guy looks like someone who is a regular dude, just vibing. We
Yeah.
talked, and I was mistaking the guy for a regular young man. This guy put me in my place when it comes to speaking. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then all he was saying was coming from two things: life experiences and moral upbringing. Am I communicating?
Yeah.
Good. So at the end of the day, when you realize that you bring up a child in the way that, let me tell you, people don't just wake up and become sports. Two things make people sports: lack of proper upbringing and peer group pressure. Am I communicating?
Yeah.
When I was in the university back then, most of my friends were into different, you get my point now, they fly colors, all those kind of things.
Normally.
Some of them, they take bull, all those kind of things. I was the friends of 3 heads of gangs. Like they were living in my room. That back then in Abraka, they were in my room. These are the heads in the whole school. They were living in my room. None of them ever said Benjamin can't join this level. You want to know why? Okay, maybe because I actually brought soldiers to school one time. So that one joined. Because my uncle was soldier, there was something that was going on. My life was being threatened. So I called my uncle, and then there were more than 16 to 20 soldiers in my school. They brought battalion in because of me. My principal, my what's it called, dean had to get involved and all that. And my name spread around the school. This guy is a soldier, you know.
Connecting Africans music.
Don't act like if children just wake up and become what they are. That is not true. They try to paint this picture that children are what they are. You know, they can become and grow into what they are. No child is born anything. Everything we are, we pick up here. A child is born only 2 things: skin color and gender. Every other thing we have, we picked it up here on this planet.
And DNA.
Exactly. My brothers, the 3 brothers I have, none of us drink or smoke. Not because drinking or smoking is bad. It's just because we're not raised that way. I respect guys that drink or smoke because the most intelligent men I've met always hold alcohol. Do you understand? So I'm telling you the facts, but we don't do it. My 3 sisters, none of them has ever posted naked online, nude or anything. My 2 sisters, one of them right now is in Germany, the other one just got married. Do you understand? That doesn't mean that their life are perfect. No, they have issues with boys and everything, but you will never see them pick up a camera and snap themselves naked. You want to know why? Because my papa go bring you as you go need that for center table, go they pray for you. It shall be well with you, you go change. Then when they finish with you, the whole show life go tire you alone. Seriously. But I have a family that can make it tire you.
Connecting Africans music.
So in the end, when you think of where you're coming from, people you have to impress, what you're coming from and what you have to do, being immoral is the last thing on your mind. Am I communicating? What you are seeing with these children today that are broken and joining all kinds of things and getting pregnant and the rest, they are born to 3 kinds of homes: single parent homes, 2-parent home of negligence, and uncaring orphanage homes. This is where all the most broken children in the world comes from. There might be exceptions to the rule, but the exception don't prove the rule. My child cannot get up and go and meet men and get pregnant and call it an accident. It's impossible. I cannot have a child that is 3 things. I can't have a man that is emasculated. It's impossible. You cannot be gay. We will fight to the death. I will bring you out and you choose your battle weapon. Either you kill me or I take you out. I can't have a gay man when I'm a fucking straight man. Secondly, my daughter cannot be prostitutes. You can do whatever you want, but you cannot be a 3 or 4. You get pregnant, you will raise the child and know what life is all about.
But she can be a Barbie.
What is Barbie?
Or maybe Barbie Barbie. Or Barbie
You keep
Barbie.
saying these things as if they are natural. Why don't you? Okay, you have looked at the part where women are promiscuous. Why don't look at the same part in the same university where there are women who will never break their code of conduct? You see them every day, don't you? They
Yeah.
go to church, they dress well.
Yeah.
What is stopping those women from joining the other women? I'll tell you what it is: morals.
Connecting Africans music.
They are from a home where they don't want to disappoint because they have parents that are actually active in their life. Let's stop acting like when you give birth to a
So
child.
you're trying to say right now, like,
Yes.
most of our, like the ladies out there
Yes.
who are actually like, surrounded by immorals in decision making and lifestyle.
Okay.
It's because they don't have an active parent who's actually parenting their life.
The question is, what is a parent? Parent is not those that give birth to you. Those that you are trying to look up to that bring you up. Those are parents. Now the question is, but what role models do they have?
Well, you know something, that most of them do have these people, but they block them all over the social media.
You can never find a child in human history that was raised right by parents who are actively responsible for their well-being who goes out of line. You can never see it. You want to know how I know?
How?
Because I'm staring at you right now. You know what we do? My Bible tells me that from the beginning it was not so. Today we have created a kind of ideology where children have their own minds. No child in the world can have a mind under your roof.
Yeah.
When you're under my roof, you will wash plate at 6 a.m. in the morning. You will sleep at 7.
Yeah.
You will pray to God at 8 and you read your books at 9. These are the rules. If you don't like the rules, you go and feed yourself. You can't, so you will feed. Look, let me tell you what you don't realize. If you raise a lion to think like a sheep, the lion will grow up eating grass.
Connecting Africans music.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not really the appearance, it's the mentality. There's a reason why today's women are acting like men. The upbringing tells them that it's okay to abandon marriage and think of career. There's a reason why men today are trying to paint their hair and look like a girl. It's because they tell you that the more pretty you are, the more girls want you. That's not true. The more of a man you are, that's more girls want you. It's not your prettiness. If not lie, ask the men that are rich in this country from Pastor just all of them. These are pretty boys on the other side, but they get money there. Women, they follow their normal life. Do you understand? Now money be fine boy now, bros.
Connecting Africans music.
So at the end of the day, it's all about upbringing. They may tell you I'm lying, but make no mistake, wisdom is the principal thing. And in all your gettings, get understanding. Thank you.
Connecting Africans music.
Thank you very much for listening to the show. This is still Afro Radio TV. My name is Bastain Star General. With me on the show today, I have Benjamin Harrison, Mr. Badman, intellectual. Shout out to you, my bro. Chop on you too much.
Thank you very much.
Too much.
Connecting Africans music.
Ladies and gentlemen, still the Afro Radio TV right about this moment, your number one podcast channel.
Connecting Africans music.
DJ Vixen on the wheels of still right about now, and we about to call the show a wrap. But before we do that, I would like Mr. Benjamin to drop his Instagram and all social media handle on the show so that you can follow him and you can get to hear more of his ideas and visions. You know what it is.
Connecting Africans music.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is BJ. That's what my friends call me as, but I go by the real name of Benjamin Harrison. But everyone knows me as BJ better. You can find me on Instagram. I'm mostly on Instagram at BJ Michaels. BJ_Michaels. Thank you very much.
Connecting Africans music.
Go do that right now. Go check him out on all social media. Make sure that you connect. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel too at Afro_Radio TV.
And you are still on the greatest show on the planet, Afro Radio TV. Connecting Africans music.
I said, make I come through for the night. Oh, we go jolly for the night.